guys? I'm Zach Clapman. Welcome to Smoking Tire One Take, and this is Kenny. Kenny, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm gonna shake your hand.
Yeah.
Thank you for driving up here on a surprisingly rainy day now.
Yeah,
Not sure
LA.
what's going on in LA in July. Not mad about it. The mountains need it. Helps the fire danger. And you've brought like a museum piece, like an icon, 1985 Audi Quattro.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you have it? Like,
well,
you know, I'm grateful you have it, and it's just I was not expecting this email.
Mm-hmm. So it's actually so I actually bought this car with my buddy Gary. Can't make it here today, but we are both real into, I guess, the cars from the 80s, 90s. So the Group B is one of the things that we're really interested in. So, and we really want a Group B car. Like the only thing that's legal here you can really get Audi Quattro.
It's hard to daily an 800 horsepower.
Yeah.
Like
plus,
it'd be funny if you bought a used groupie race car.
Like a Lancia, they never bought cars here. So you can't really get those. Plus, I'm a huge Audi fan, so.
Right. I mean, this is for people that don't know. There was a time where rally cars did not run all-wheel drive, and it was basically before 1984. I think right around there. I'm sure someone will correct me if I'm wrong. Mostly rear-wheel drive cars, a lot of mid-engine stuff, and like the Lancia Stratos, was it the 037, and then Audi showed up in '84 or '83.
Earlier than that, I think this
a couple years earlier.
In the '80s. I think they started running it the WRC in '81.
Okay, and they brought Quattro to the table, and everyone went, "Oh crap!" Like they won the championship multiple years in a row, and everyone and then that became the standard. All-wheel drive became the thing you had to have. Yeah. And what they did in '85, they wanted to start running, I think, the Quattro Coupe. So they had to build a number of them to be homologated, and so they built the Sport Quattro, which is not this car, but they had to build 200, which I think is funny. They're like, to make it a production car, you need to make 200. Right. Like that's it for a car company that makes hundreds of thousands of cars over its lifetime. And then the American version we got is a little longer, a little slower. Same engine size though, right?
Yeah, 2.1 liter, inline 5, turbos, about 160 horsepower, and the Euro spec is about 200. When they brought it over here, they had to put on the CAT, detune it a little bit, the usual stuff they do to American. So.
Right. I mean, the Sport Quattro, the special one was 300. Yeah. Then the European version of this was 2-ish, and then we got 160.
Right.
I don't know. I don't fall into the like we don't get any of the cool stuff things, because I think we get a lot of cool cars. We just didn't get this one. But I mean, the '80s, a rare Audi. I'm not surprised. I'm excited because it's such a weird. It's like I'm seeing generations clash. Like this feels old. But then you look down and there's this kind of weird, almost digital display with like the diff indicator, and then you've got AC that works, but the seats are just like straight out of the '80s, like comfy Recaros, and then you got a Volvo headrest almost, and the shape looks awesome with the fender flares and stuff. That's really cool, and very, of course, very '80s because it's very blocky. Everything's a rectangle except for the fender flares are a little round. All right, so we're gonna see what this is all about. Let's see. Pretty short shifts.
Yeah, it's got I think it's a short shifter.
Okay.
I believe.
Man, it's such a cool, what a cool thing. Let's go this way. And we got, sorry, I'm used to driving. Last car I drove was a lowered Mercedes. This has plenty of ground clearance.
Plenty of ground.
Where do you like to shift? I don't want to break, this museum armoire.
6,000 is fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh. What a cool sound. When you went by in the drive-bys, which everyone just saw, I don't know why. I don't like V10s. I don't like most of them, the way they sound. I just don't think they're like the greatest song that the world has ever sung, but inline fives just sound really, really cool to me. Let's see, how much torque do you think you're making? Like, it feels like it's got
a decent amount. I don't know the exact number. I don't know, 140.
It feels like it would be near 200. It feels like it would have more torque than power. Just based on, I don't know, the throttle response was good. I know we're not going that fast, and I thought this person would be going faster, but this isn't a car that we're gonna like rail at 9/10. I mean, it's kind of it's like a show car / driver, right?
Yeah. You definitely feel the turbo lag.
Yeah, this is early turbo technology. Like you write a letter, you said I would like boost, you send the letter, and then 3 days later you get boost. Where's your power band?
Usually, it starts building boost around. You start feeling it around past 3,000.
Okay.
Yeah, and then 3,000 to about 6,000. That's the kind of the sweet spot.
Okay.
Yeah.
3 to 6.
Yeah.
We're gonna turn around when I get a spot.
Yeah.
So why you guys bought this car? You share it. It's a little bit of a collector thing.
Right.
It's a little bit. Now, did you get it because you go, we want to have different car experiences?
Yeah.
So let's have this experience for like a year or two.
Exactly. Yeah, I have a bunch of cars. Grew up an Audi fan. Had about 4 B5 S4, the V6 twin turbo. And I also drive a Q5, but always loved the old school Audi. So I figured, saw this one on Bring a Trailer. So I was like, you know what? Let's do it. Talked to my friend. He's like, I'm in.
It's a really cool thing to have. It's beyond $5,000. It makes more noise than thrust. I've noticed, and even in a slow corner, you can feel how front weight bias this thing is. I mean,
sure.
I'm sure all of you have read many of the cliche. Well, not a cliche. For a long time, the Audi engines were literally like at or in front of the front axle, and the weight balance was not good. And you could notice it when you drove the cars. The scales, like everything, it seriously compromised how they felt in corners. Now they've moved the engines back a lot. The engines have also gotten smaller. 4-liter V8s, those kind of fit closer to the cowl. But this is one of those cars where the engine is basically on the bumper.
Right.
And when we're turning, you can feel there's like a reluctance to the front bumper wants to keep going straight. The wheels turn and all the weight in the engine's like, no, we're going that way. Go to 3, we'll give it full throttle. Yeah, there's the noise. Man, the soundtrack is legit. The soundtrack is really cool. Steering feels pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably not like the fastest rack in the world, but it feels darn accurate.
Yeah, it feels pretty direct.
That has a big
old school
ridge to it. Shifter it's got like a little slop side to side. The throws are shorter than I was expecting. I mean, the distance between the gates, but you can feel the engagement. Like you can totally feel, I don't know, is it cable or rod actuated? Do you know?
I think it's rod, yeah.
Oh man, yeah. It's like one of my favorite cars to ever drive is Subaru STIs, and they have rod actuated shifters, and you can absolutely feel the difference between that and like a cable or a plastic cable engagement. Totally different.
I've never driven one with cables. I don't know.
More if you've driven like, I think any of the new Mazdas, a lot of new Hondas, like more cars have cable linkage than you think. Some of them do a really good job of masking it, either by adding resistance or whatever like the pivot point is, and it feels more difficult or more engaging.
Yeah.
And then some of them will feel like really sloppy, like a lot of BMW shifters, and that is sometimes due to the cable. Turn around on her. So what have you done with this car since you got it? Have you taken it on like a Radwood rally or?
No, that's actually what I really wanted to do, but my work schedule never lined up, so unfortunately I haven't had a chance to.
Yeah, those are really cool events.
Yeah.
If you guys are watching, haven't checked them out. I mean, they do a couple-day drive with really cool eclectic mix of cars.
Yeah.
Kind of 80s, 90s classics. This would fit right in.
Yeah.
Right in. And you have AC, which not all of them do, and it works. I mean, you've got a 2+2. It looks like you got plenty of cargo space.
Yeah.
Seats are comfortable. I will say, maybe I just developed scoliosis last night. Does it feel like when you drive this car that the steering wheel is like to the right of center? Or maybe I'm just sitting weird. I don't know. Like, that's something that there are more cars out there than you'd think that have like slightly offset steering, and I think some BMWs like
I know
the cowls are canted, you know.
Yeah. And this one I never noticed.
It definitely could be me. I do have like a bit of a weird spine. It doesn't lean very much at all.
Yeah.
I was expecting a real roly-poly situation, but wow, the corner's pretty damn flat.
Yeah, this car actually has the tube-ended coilovers. That's one of the few mods that this car has. So when I first got this car, everything was good, but I just wanted to tighten up the suspension a little bit. So I took it up to tube-ended. They did a bunch of maintenance work for me, make it run super well, and then did the suspension. Still very comfortable, good for daily, but when a corner, it really, really shines.
Yeah, it feels really solid in here. I mean, it actually makes it a little noisy because this road is a bit cracked up, but I mean, I can feel every crack we're driving over through the seat. It's not upsetting the car. So did you have to redo all the bushings?
Right,
Is that stuff all real fresh?
Yeah.
Okay, it definitely shows. It feels like a really tight car. Wow. 4th gear downhill. It likes that. Oh wait, third gear downhill. Oh, the internet's gonna be so big. He doesn't even know what gear he's in. That's true. It's got a good song to it. Visibility's really good. I mean, the hood drops away quickly. We also have a tall greenhouse. It's not like an incredibly upright windshield. It's got a cool shape. I mean, the 80s, everything was like kind of a square because that's what they could. That's what they could do.
Wedge shape, as they call it.
What'd you say?
The wedge shape with the fender flares.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's definitely a little bit of Lancia Stratos in this car, in this shape. This is just the 2-door coupe version. Brakes feel good. There's like no play in that pedal. I mean, I'm really impressed with how well this thing drives. I really am. Brakes feel really good. It's a very progressive bite. And then once you get on the gas out of the corner, and steering kind of gets a little more vague. Man, I love a car that's so complicated. It has like the simplest gauges you could possibly make. It's like black rectangle, printed white dials in the thing.
The European version actually has digital gauge.
Oh, really?
It's like literally just like so 80.
That's so 80s.
Yeah, I'm kind of sad that the American version don't have it.
That's funny.
If you look on the Audi Quattros in Europe, they have a female voice that speaks to you.
What?
It's really trippy. Yeah.
What does she say?
I don't remember, but you can look that up on YouTube. It's pretty funny actually.
That is really funny. She's I don't know what does she do, like course notes? Is she like +3 into 4? That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
If, like GPS
like
course notes.
That same monotone.
Yeah, the same. They recorded 4 words, and then they have a program that makes it say everything. What is the little controller with the 1-2 down here?
Oh, it's going to control the diff. You can lock. It depends on the road condition.
Okay.
You can control which one to lock.
So are we in position 0 basically?
Right now, yeah.
So does 1 lock the rear diff and then 2 locks both?
That I'm not 100% sure. But I believe 1 is the front, 2 might be the both.
So that's probably really good if it's snowing or something, or if you're in like rallying it. But
in California, I never had to play with it. So.
Wow, man! What a cool car!
Oh, thank you.
It drives great. Yeah. It's like this is comfortable, but also talkative. You don't feel like you're not floating and lost and like what turn am I on?
Right.
What a cool weird thing. I love these like the Shrek eared. Well, actually, Infiniti uses this now in Nissan.
The knob and tabs.
Yeah, like that's your headlights is like the twist knob. That's a blank one because that's your dimmer.
Yeah.
Oh wow, so funky. Like everything. This is like for the time was one of the most advanced cars.
Right, yeah.
That's amazing. And we look at this and we go, I don't know, there's like paper clips with more technology in them. But at the time, you have to realize that this is what they could do. And this is why we have the RS6 and the RS4 and the R8 weight and everything. Like this was a stepping stone for that. It was really cool.
And that's the first car that introduced the turbo, the all-wheel drive, the rally scene, and then came the STI, the Evos, and everything else.
Also, great point.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have any of those things if you didn't have this car, because this brought turbo and all-wheel drive together and then put them in rally and destroyed everyone for, I don't know, you guys could look it up, a number of years in a row, and that became the mainstay. That was, if you want a sandwich, you need bread. If you want to race WRC, you need all-wheel drive and turbo. That was it. Thanks a lot, man. I really appreciate it, dude. This is a really cool special thing. This is a great thing for you to experience. Yeah, I do. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Check out our podcast. We put it up twice a week. You can join us live in Super Chat and watch the broadcast also. And check out our store on BlipShift. New shirts like every month. Comfortable, clever, funny slogans, cool stuff, all car related. So thank you guys for your support, and we will see you later.